10 astonishing relics of the Catholic Church that will leave you in awe. Across centuries and continents, the Catholic Church has preserved astonishing relics, sacred remains, and objects tied to Jesus Christ and his saints. These aren't just artifacts. They are powerful windows into heaven, miracles frozen in time. Here are 10 Catholic relics that continue to move the faithful and challenge even skeptics. The skull of Saint John the Baptist. Enshrined in the towering Cathedral of Amiens in France is the skull of Saint John the Baptist, the voice crying out in the wilderness, beheaded for proclaiming truth to power. This relic reminds us that martyrdom is not the end, but a witness to eternal life. The holy right hand of Saint Stephen. Saint Stephen, the first Christian king of Hungary, offered his kingdom to the Virgin Mary. His right hand, miraculously preserved, is now venerated each year on 20th August, drawing thousands who honor this hand that built a nation on faith. The Veil of the Virgin Mary. Preserved in the ancient Cathedral of Chartres, France, the veil of the Blessed Virgin Mary is believed to be the very garment she wore when giving birth to Christ. Even Napoleon protected this relic during war. The crib of the infant Jesus. Beneath the altar of Santa Maria Maggiore lies the wooden remains of the very crib that held Jesus in Bethlehem. In Christmas Midnight Mass, the Pope places the baby Jesus statue here, where heaven first touched earth. The skull of Saint Mary Magdalene. She was the first to witness the risen Christ. Her skull, venerated in Provence, France, lies in a crypt visited by saints and sinners alike. Legend says she spent the last years of her life in a cave, in prayer and penance. The Incorrupt heart of Saint John Vianney. The heart of the humble priest of Ars remains incorrupt to this day. Known for reading souls and spending up to 18 hours a day in the confessional, Saint John Vianney's heart still beats in spiritual power, especially for priests. The chains of St. Peter in a chapel built just for them. The chains that once bound Peter in Jerusalem are joined with those from his Roman imprisonment. When brought together, legend says the miraculously fused, unbreakable like the faith of the first pope. The blood of St. Januarius. Every year, the dried blood of St. Januarius liquefies before thousands in Naples. This miracle, occurring since the 14th century, is closely watched. When it fails to occur, the city braces for tragedy. The arm of St. Francis Xavier. This is the very arm that baptized over 30,000 souls in Asia. Preserved in Rome, it remains incorrupt, a symbol of relentless missionary zeal. His body, miraculously undecayed, lies in Goa, India. The tongue of Saint Anthony of Padua. When his body was exhumed, it had decayed, except for his tongue. Known for preaching so powerfully that even fish gathered to listen, Saint Anthony's incorrupt tongue remains a testimony to divine eloquence.